Hey everybody, I'm back and I'm doing another video for everyone. Now today is going to be very different than the videos that we've done so far. Most of them have been karate focused, or it's been a bunch of insane little children running around and me trying to wrangle them into something that looks like martial arts or fitness. Today's going to be a little bit different. Stretching is something that, as I've told many students who come here, it's something you should do an awful lot of, but if I take up as much time in a class as is appropriate to get all of our stretching done, it's the only thing we do. So speaking for myself, if I'm at home watching TV at night, that's when I'm going to be doing some stretching. First thing in the morning, things like that, as opposed to in class. So I'm just going to go over a couple of stretches that I do. This is working on a lot of the muscles that you would use for just general mobility, as well as maybe for karate specifically, focusing on like hips and hamstrings, that kind of thing. Some of these you can do as a bit of a flow, forget the woo-woo-y part of it all, but even just going through them from one to another, the movement gives you a bit of a fitness thing as well. You do need muscles. If you've never done a yoga class before, they are so hard, and it's because it's not just stretching, it's a lot of hard work while you're doing it. So in any case, some of the exercises that I'm going to do now, some of the stretches you can put together in a bit of a flow. You go one right after the other. I'll start with that, and then we'll go to some other ones that are maybe a bit more sport specific. So if you've seen this at a yoga class before, this is just what I kind of like from it. This is a great warm-up to do if you haven't done any stretching yet that day. So feet together, stretch up, and you really want to elongate the spine just as much as you can. Nothing particularly special about what you're doing with your arms or your hands, though if you can get them by the side of your ears, that would be good for your shoulders. As you go forward, you really want to lengthen, so not compressing the spine, lengthening, reach out as far as you can with your fingers until they come down to the floor or your toes or wherever you're at. This can change mid-session also as you become more loose, more flexible. I like personally to actually stand on my fingers to keep me in that position once I get down. From there, we're going to put our hands on the ground, hop your feet back. So we're in a push-up position. You're going to let yourself down nice and slow. Notice I'm keeping my elbows tight to my body instead of flaring them out, which is a little different than the push-ups you might be used to. From here, you can go either on the fronts of your toes or keep your toes curled underneath. I'm going to go on the fronts of my toes. Lift your body up. The idea here, you're trying to pull your shoulders down as much as you can. Chest up, expand to become just as big as you can be in that position. I don't have my knees on the ground right now. I'm not sure if you can tell. That way it gets a little bit more of the legs into it. From there, flipping up to a down dog position. If this is being done at the beginning of your routine, I'd recommend that you walk the feet out. So I'll show what I'm talking about there. Press down heavily with one foot and then switch to the other foot. This will just help to get a little bit more stretch on each of the legs. From there, you can hop up and you can repeat. So do that as many times as you like. I think somewhere between 3 and 5 is probably good. If you want to get a bit more of a fitness benefit from it, spending a little bit of time, maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds in each of those postures is probably a good thing to do. Any of that could help. The more time you throw at it, the more of a benefit that you're going to get. So something like that is kind of worthwhile. I have one more stretching routine of sorts I'm going to show you today, and then hopefully there'll be more in upcoming videos. For me, with loosening up hips or expanding your range of motion, this is a way that I like to do it. Obviously, if you're more flexible, you'll go farther. So starting off with the feet wide, very important that the legs are straight and the toes point straight forward. We're just going to be rotating between forwards to the left and to the right. So from here, same nice tall spine. As I reach over, making sure that I'm not curling, but keeping a nice long spine. Let my hands come down to the middle. You can spend some amount of time here, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever it is. From here, you turn over to the other foot, Spend the 10, 30 seconds, whatever it is there. Over to the other foot, same thing. Back to the middle. Now at this point, I usually like to walk it out to something like a modified push-up. So from here, I'll be walking my hands forward, I keep my feet where they're at, do a push-up, go to something like an upward facing dog, walk yourself back, and then we're gonna be turning to either side. So from this position, dropping your back knee down, pointing the toes, and you want your arms to go on either side of your front leg, and do something like this. Now, however far you can go, that's fine. I've seen some people do this where they have a chair on either side of their body, and that's what keeps their posture up, because too much bending is not good. But you just want to stretch this out as much as you can, keeping your body facing your front feet. Walk your hands around. Same thing to the other side. You spent a little bit of time in each of these positions. Come back to the front, and then come back up. As you're doing any of these, you go one cycle all the way through. Once you've done it, try to go a little bit deeper the next time, and then maybe one time after that. So 3 cycles all the way through, spending 10 to 30 seconds at each one of those positions. Should take you at least 5-10 minutes. If you do that every day, you'll see a huge gain in flexibility, and hopefully your kicks will benefit as a result. Hopefully everybody has fun with that. Keep practicing. I hope to keep giving you lots of ideas. If there's anything you guys would like me to do a video on, send me an email. I'll try to work that into the next crop of videos that I make. Stay safe, wash your hands. Bye everybody.